Hello there, how are you? My name is Ravi Kumar and from today onwards I am starting making videos over the Hindu Editorial. If you are watching this video, you better know the importance of the Hindu Editorial. Still, I would love to give a brief insight about the Hindu Editorial. If you are preparing for civil services or even you are planning to do so, it is a very important tool to enhance your knowledge regarding current affairs. Also, you learn a lot of new good vocabularies which will help you prepare any exam which includes English. It enhances your comprehension skills. In one words, it is indispensable prerequisite to everything. What I will do in the series of videos, on daily basis, I will pick one the Hindu editorial and I will provide following informations. Number one, I will enlist all those words which will be new to most of you with their meaning and explanations. Also, I will explain the word if it has a special meaning in the editorial. It is possible that you may already know some words. If you do so, take it as revision, otherwise learn it. I will provide then a brief information regarding topic which will boost your current affair knowledge. I will not put it lengthy so that you could easily grab it in a very little time. After that, I will read out the editorial, making you understand how the words are used and what are their meaning. At the end, I will provide you a question which will help you practice whatever you have learned. So watching this video will save your time in finding out the words in dictionaries and in digging out the editorials. It will enhance your information and many more. So I would strongly recommend you to watch the video daily and go through it. So without wasting any time, so let's just start our today's topic, and today's topic is related to the murky mining in Goa. It was basically published on February 10, 2018, and the topic reads Murky Mining on Supreme Court Cancelling Mining Lease in Goa. So let me give you a brief information related to the matter. So first of all, let's talk about mining in Goa. So mining in Goa is basically an iron mine from where iron is extracted. It is very important for economy of Goa because it brings foreign exchanges, creates employments and support transport industry. So it is a big source of income for government. But it has a very big disadvantage, that is it creates uh, a lot of chances for the pollution. But now it is banned, and this was banned by the Supreme Court itself. The reason was because the BJP government had issued a lot of leases which were illegal, and also the companies which had taken the lands on lease, they were not following the directions of National Board for Wildlife, and they had extracted ore in excess which caused pollution. So the main two reasons were there why the Supreme Court had to ban the mining in Goa. The first reason was the illegal lease of lands, and the second reason was the pollution. But since it is very important for Goa government, so the Goa government appealed Supreme Court for the resumption of mining. Supreme Court also agreed upon it, but cleared they very clearly said it should be on the certain terms and on strictly enforced rules. In that case only it is possible to resume it. So this was a basic information related to the Goa mining. So let's discuss all those words which are very important and which are used in this editorial, and they are very good words. I hope they will be very new words for you. So let's start. So the topic reads murky mining on Supreme Court cancelling mining leases in Goa. So the first word is in the topic name itself, that is murky. So murky means if you describe an activity or situation as murky, you suspect that it is dishonest or morally wrong. So any act which is morally wrong and which is done for the benefit of oneself is called murky. Next word is leach. So let me clear how the mining was murky, as I described in the information regarding the mining in Goa, that their companies had not followed any rules for their own benefits. They have extracted more amount of ores than which was prescribed by the government, and also they were illegal. The lease were not issued on the proper rules. So that's why the writer is describing the mining as murky. Now I think you can analyze the word and you can better understand. So next word is lease. Lease is nothing but a contract granting use or occupation of property during a specified period in exchange for rent. So you may have heard this word, that I am taking this land on lease. It means you are occupying that land or any property in the exchange of some money, that is the rent. So this is the lease. So in minings, basically what do companies do? They take some areas of mining from the governments and they pay for it, and from that land they extract the ore and they sell it in the market. Next word is slate. Slate is nothing but grey rock, which is basically the ore of iron, from where iron is extracted. So this is the very basic material from which iron is extracted. Next word is fragile. The meaning of fragile is easily breakable and vulnerable, means anything which can be affected very easily by anything is fragile. Next word is rapacious. This is excessively greedy. If you are doing anything which is including your greed, you are not taking care of the consequences, you are just seeing your own benefits, then that act can be considered as rapacious. Rapacious, pronunciation is rapacious. Next word is unveil. Veil is something, you can say it, a cloth, a piece of cloth that people used to cover their faces. You may have seen a lot of girls using a piece of cloth to cover their faces. So that cloth or that piece of cloth is called veil. So unveil means to show something, to remove that cloth, or to make something known to everyone. This is unveil. Next word is preempt. Preempt is an act. In order to do or say, if you are doing something, or if you may also say something, or this is also an act by saying. So preempt means to do or say something before someone said so, that you make their words or action unnecessary or not effective. This is preempt. Like let me take an example. Suppose I want to tell you that don't open the door, but you analyzed it before I could speak to you that I am going to tell you not to open the door. So before I speak, you just go and open the door. So actually you preempted. You did something before I spoke, so that you can make my word or action not effective. Next word is amendment. Amendment is a change made to some law. You may have heard this law that amendments are about to come in this law. So if any change is made in the law, this is an amendment. Next is ordinance. Ordinance is nothing but a law or rule made by government or an authority. So any official rule is ordinance in simple words. Next word is entirety. Entirety means completely, fully fledged. If anything is in its entirety, it means it is there completely in fully fledged way. Next word is resumption. Resumption means the process of resuming anything. So if you are anything resuming, restarting it, so this is called the resumption. Next word is indefensible. Indefensible means too bad. Sorry, I misspelled here. It's not TO, it's TOO. Means too bad to be protected from criticism. That is, this is so immoral that you cannot protect it from criticism. This is so bad. This is indefensible. Next word is abeyance. Abeyance is a state of not happening or being used at present. Means a halt, a break, at adjournment, means for some time if it has been stopped. So this is called abeyance. Next word is enforce. So enforce is nothing but to apply something, especially this is used for some kind of government rules, like they are going to enforce this rule after this time. So enforcement is the application of rule. Next is dust bowl. Dust bowl is an area of land where ground is very dry and where the air is full of dust. So obviously dust bowl, the area where mining is done, can be considered as dust bowl. Next word is charter. So charter has two meanings. First one is a document issued by some authority defining its purposes or privileges. So if any authority publishes some kind of paper that defines its properties and its processes, that how it works and its privileges, then this document is termed as charter for that authority. Also, second meaning is to lease or hire something. So you may have heard the word chartered plane. So if a private person hires a plane for himself, that's why he actually charters the plane. That's why the plane is called as chartered plane. So these were 16 words. I think these might be very helpful for you. And after this, when I will read out the editorial using these words, then at the time the importance of these words and application of these words and the meaning of these words will be even more clear. So let's move to our next section. So let's come to our next section where I will read out the editorial and I will also describe the meaning of the important words, and I will show you how they are used here. So let's read the title of the topic, that is mining activity in Goa should now begin on a clean slate. So slate, as I already told you, this is nothing but a rock from where iron ore is extracted. So this should be done on a clean slate. So let's read the editorial. The Supreme Court order to halt the murky course that mining has taken in Goa should help restore some balance to the exploitation of iron and manganese ore in the ecologically fragile state. So here we got some good words, like the first one is murky course. It's saying that the mining in the Goa has taken some murky course, and that mining murky course was halted by the Supreme Court order. So murky means we have already seen that it is some work which is not morally good. So it is done for the benefit of some individual and it's immoral, it's illegal, so it's murky course. Next word in the same sentence is the exploitation. So exploitation is nothing but the use of anything. If we use anything, means we exploit it to produce something. Next word is fragile. Fragile means we have seen that very vulnerable or easy to be affected or breakable. So ecologically fragile state means Goa is such a state which
is ecologically fragile means it can be polluted very easily. Or we can say that if we relate with the editorial, we can say that the works that go in the mining, uh, because of that the Goa is ecologically fragile. Next sentence reads, as the court observed this week in the Goa Foundation case, commercial mining activity can be rapacious in the absence of clearly laid down and strictly enforced conditions. So two again new words, rapacious and enforcement, that we have already seen. So we saw that the meaning of rapacious is excessively greedy. If you are doing something for your own greed, you are not taking care of the consequences of it, then this act can be considered as rapacious. So the Supreme Court observed that if there is no very clearly laid down rules, or if they are not strictly enforced, so enforced we have already seen that to apply some rule. So if rules are not applied very strictly, and if rules are not very crystal and clear that what we have to do and what you don't have to do, then obviously individuals will try to get benefits from it, and they may even try to act rapaciously. So their act may be considered as rapacious. Next line is, this is exactly what has happened in Goa. The same has happened in Goa that I have already told you, with the state government displaying shocking disregard for rules and processes while renewing licenses for a second time in 2015, that I already told you while I was giving some information related to this topic, that in 2015 BJP government issued so many leases and which were illegal. That so this line is saying that even state government displayed disregard, that is disrespect for rules. Even the state government didn't follow the rules. That's why Supreme Court had to ban it. Next line is, it inexplicably chose not to exercise its right to view the licenses as fresh leases that require new environmental impact assessments. Inexplicably means anything which cannot be explained, that is inexplicable. So in such a way that cannot be explained, they decided not to exercise its right. Exercise its rights means, you can say that you are using your right, or you are using your anything, like exercising my belief. It means whatever belief in my religion is, I am using that. So this is the exercising it. So next line reads, the Bharatiya Janata Party government in Goa invited a cloud of suspicion by hastily launching the renewal of licenses just a day after it unveiled a grant of mining leases policy on November 4, 2014. So here is a new word, unveil. Unveil means to show something or to make anything to in public. So this is saying that this policy was made in public. So this policy was unveiled. Quite extraordinarily, it issued 31 orders on a single day, January 12, 2015, apparently to preempt the center's mines and minerals development and regulation amendment ordinance that came into force on the same day. So here is another good word, that is preempt. So as we have already discussed, that preempt means if you are doing something just before someone says something or someone acts something, so that you can make their words or their action ineffective. So here what BJP did, that they may have had some idea that some rule is going to come today. So before Supreme Court can enforce the rule, just before that, on same day, they issued the new leases so that they can re-empt the rules of Supreme Court. So basically they re-empted the Supreme Court rules. Next line is, now the Supreme Court has ordered the termination of 88 licenses, grant of fresh licenses and proper accounting of the losses. Mining activities in its entirety should begin on a clean slate. So mining activity in its entirety means in its full-fledged, in its complete form. Future decisions should be guided solely by the true cost to the environment and to human health. So these sentences are very easy. Next para is, Goa has argued that the mining industry is crucial to its economy as it brings in foreign exchange, provides employment and supports a transport industry. Yet, it is also true that the ore mined in a state is low in iron, reducing its value to the domestic steel industry. Means the content of iron in the ore is very less. Given that mining has a severe destructive impact on the ecology, resumption of large-scale activity, resumption means restart of the large-scale activity, should await a scientific audit of how sustainable it is. Audit means a kind of checking of the things that this line means that the resumption of large-scale activity is only possible after a scientific research will go on, and they will take care of the many consequences of it, that how polluting in nature it is, and other things. So after that only it is possible to resume the large-scale activity. Next line is, any more mining should also account for the loss of employment while calculating economic gains. Just last year, public protests were contaminated groundwater and foul air, as in Satari Taluk, underscored the need for strict environmental controls. So underscore means to emphasize something or to underline something. So there were protests related to groundwater, contaminated groundwater and foul air, which is basically underscoring, that is emphasizing, or you can say underlining the need for strict environmental controls. It is relevant to point out that the Union Environment Ministry's expert appraisal committee found in 2013 that many of the past leases had been issued without the approval of the National Board for Wildlife, and miners had extracted ore in excess. These things we have already discussed. The requirement for clearance from the Central Groundwater Board was ignored. Going forward, the Environment Ministry must display zero tolerance to such violations, reversing its indefensible decision of 2015. So the decision of government in 2015 was indefensible, and indefensible, we have seen that any act that is too immoral, that cannot be avoided from being criticized. Decision of 2015 to lift its own abeyance order issued against unsustainable mining. Abeyance means if for a short period of time you have put a halt on something, so this is abeyance. Like Supreme Court has put an abeyance on the mining in the Goa. The Supreme Court's directions provide Goa with an opportunity to change course and become a mainstream tourist state. It can regain its position as a top destination for global visitors and broaden employment in services. Tourist charters Tourist charters need to replace its open cast mines and dust balls. So meaning of dust balls and charters we have already seen. So already I have discussed the tough and the important words in the early section, and also some other words I also discussed here. So you go through all those words, try to read the editorial once again and try to apply those words. So it will help you a lot.
So now here is the questions for practice, and if you want to suggest us anything that what should be more in the content, please mention it in the comment section. You are so welcome for it, and thanks for the watching. And if you like the video, please like and please do subscribe our channel for the similar videos. Thank you very much.